Next Monday, we'll be looking at modules 5 and 6, movements within history education and movements within geography education. I'm going to give you an overview of what you should do in module 5, and then for module 6, on link 2 right here, introduction to the geography module, that takes you to a YouTube video in which you'll be introduced to that. But first, let me talk a bit about how I'm thinking, how I design modules 5, 6, 7, and 8, the movements within the disciplines. Because we've spent time looking at the official curriculum, now we'll go within them, and what you're going to be asked to do here, the overarching questions involve doing things like reading these pieces and engaging in these activities, and then continually thinking back into the standards and thinking about what possibilities are then opened in the standards through these readings and activities. What I think can happen is when we teach social studies is that we can get locked into those standards and really let them limit us in the ways that we're creatively thinking about what it means to engage in and move through the social studies curriculum. And these are meant to kind of move within those domains and hopefully give you some ideas as to what might be possible within them. So the first thing that I have in the movements within history is a short conversation I had with Avner Siegel a few years ago about stances towards social studies education. So this might be a great place to start as we go from those readings from Seixas and Barton and Levstick. He references those in that article, and what I'd like you to do when you read that is just think about what do we think of when we think about history education, and how might we think differently. So the article is Critical History, Implications for History and Social Studies Education. It's not a terribly long piece, and I think you'll find it interesting. It's some of what Avner does is draws on postmodern history, so I've included a chapter called What History Is by Keith Jenkins. And one of the crucial distinctions that Jenkins makes about history is that the past, this is this highlighted thing here, the past and history are different things. And additionally, the past and history are not stitched into each other, such that only one historical reading of the past is absolutely necessary. And here's the kind of the strong statement: the past and history float free of each other. They are ages and miles apart. Now, this reading is optional. You do not have to read this, but I wanted to include it in there for your files, and you might find it interesting. So those are this is really the reading for the history module. And then I've included a couple of links here that I'd like you to just peruse or at least bookmark for your own reference: the Zinn Education Project and then the Stanford History Education Group website. These both have terrific resources for history teachers. So for module 6, and what I'd like you to do here, again, is just kind of be thinking about how we can move back into the history standards, what comes of the history standards when we think with these tools. And we'll leave it there, because in module 6 you've got some actual work to do. So go ahead now and go link to the introduction of the geography module to see what you'll be up to there.